Okay, thank you, Waqas. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good afternoon. Okay, as Waqas mentioned, Blackboard is the priority. The CFY and ELSD recommend the use of Blackboard for a number of reasons, such as security, privacy, and easy access of recorded lessons and edtech resources as well as the materials, okay, and revision materials, okay. So as we mentioned, Blackboard is the priority. And what is important is that you will need to access the LMS using your KSU email account, okay. And hopefully you guys can see my screen.
Yep.
Good,
You can see
you.
your screen, Musa. Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so you will need to use your KSU email account. Okay, you will need to have a good internet connection. And also the recommended browsers are Chrome and Firefox. Okay, and of course you will need to go to lms.ksu.edu.sa. Once you log in using your KSU email and email and username and password. Okay, and when we say username is the first part of the email, okay, till .c. Okay, so once you log in, on the home tab, okay, under my courses, you should find a list of all the sections you are currently enrolled in. Okay, if for some reason you cannot see it here, it should be under courses, okay, the courses tab, okay, in the courses list. Okay, guys, so that's how to access your section. Now, once you access the section, on the left-hand side, you should find a tab that says Virtual Classroom. If for whatever reason, okay, you cannot find that tab, as you can see in my case here, under the course tools, you should find it here. You should navigate to Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. But by default, you should have it. But if you don't have it, you can find it there, okay? Under the course tools, you need to go to Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Okay, so once you click on it, this is what you will see. You will need to click on Create Session. Okay, and you will need to enter the section number, okay, as well as the timing of that session. For example, session number 6700, that's the section number. Okay, the time will be from 9 a.m. okay, till let's say 10:15. Okay, now what you will need to set is, before you even set the date, the start and end time, you will need to click on, and enable this feature. Okay, guest access. Okay, you will need this, okay, because you will send it to your supervisor. Okay, so that is the first thing you do. Okay, clicking on the guest access or enabling it. Now you will need to set the time. In our case, we said 9. Sorry, it should be, yeah, it's not going back to 9. Or it will.
Change it to tomorrow's date, Musa.
Yeah.
It's on today's date, though.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so tomorrow, all right, for example, 9 a.m. Okay, and then we said till 10. Okay, and that is the correct date, so that should be 10 or so a.m. Okay, guys, so this is set. Now, avoid selecting this one, leave it as it is, but enable repeat session, okay? Because we want you to set this once a week, okay, for all your lessons for that week. So leave it as repeat weekly and every week as well. So that's by default, leave them how they are. And then when it comes, well, now you need to select the days. For example, if I'm teaching session B, let's say I'm teaching Monday, Tuesday, okay, and let's say Sunday, okay, and I'm off Thursday, for example. Okay, so that is set. Now, for this option, you will need to select end on date. This will be the end of this week or this Thursday. That is the 3rd, okay, of September. Okay, guys, so once this is done, okay, you will need to go to the second tab, okay, from here, enable everything as how they are except deselect this one. This is very important. If this option is enabled, this means the students can take control of the whiteboard and send files as well. Okay, so deselect it. That's important. Okay, now also what you need to select is this option. Participants can chat privately only with moderators. Otherwise, participants will be able to send private messages to each other, and they could be busy doing that during the lesson. So enable that. Once you set this, that's done. Okay, avoid this. The 3rd tab, ignore it. You don't need it. You just need the first 2 tabs. Once everything is set, click on create. Now, this is created for this week. Okay, it's set now. So if we go back, all right, this is tomorrow's session. Okay, as you can see, it's created. Now, what I need to do, I need to send it to my supervisor. I need to send a link to my supervisor. So you need to click on, this icon, okay, edit recurrent session. Once you click on that, copy this link, okay, where it says guest link, and then email it to your supervisor. Okay,
Sorry,
guys.
Musa, just one point. The guest role, if you just change it to moderator.
Yes,
So
moderator.
for supervisors, there must be moderators.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much. Thanks for
And
highlighting that.
just another clarification. The full summary is in the guide that was sent to you guys. So everything that we're speaking about here is all covered in the guide. You don't need to memorize all of this. Another thing, Musa, if you just scroll down, please, for the repeats.
Yeah.
Repeat weekly. Yeah. So the end date, as Musa mentioned, must be Thursday of the current week that you're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
And somebody asked about Tuesday timing. So for your afternoon classes on Tuesday, you will not select it from here. Okay. So for example, if this session was taking place from 1 o'clock until 2:15, you will create it for every other day apart from Tuesday. Because Tuesday timing is different, you will create a new session for Tuesday only. Okay, please ensure you do that. Otherwise, the session is available at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday. Okay, Musa, please continue. All of the questions we will take at the end. So please keep hold of your questions, and we will answer all the questions at the end.
Okay, thank you, Waqas. Okay, guys, so change it to moderator, okay? Copy the guest link or copy this link, send it or email it to your supervisor, okay? It's important that you do not select the subfolders, okay? You need to click on the main folder, okay? And then edit recurrent session, and then copy the link from there, okay? So once it's done, okay, so let's suppose now this is the session of today, okay? This is the lesson I'm teaching today, so I'll access this one. So you need to click on join session. Okay, so once you're in, you are in the virtual session. Now, on the left-hand side, okay, on this menu, this button is very important and it's mandatory to start recording or to record every session. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do. Click on start recording, okay? And as you can see now, it says session is being recorded, okay? I think the only important thing that you need to know, once the session is finished, you can select on leave session. That's how you can leave the session. Now, from here, as you can see, there's a menu at the bottom, okay? As you can see, share audio is disabled by default. So once you are ready to start, okay, you need to enable it. That's important. So as you can see, it shows me green now. This means, okay, it's enabled. Now, the first one is the status. This green tick means you are online, okay, you're not away. The other features that you have, and of course you can enable and disable camera from here, and you can, the attendees can request participation using this one, okay, raising their hand. Now, as you can see, there's a, you know, this pinkish icon. If you click on it, okay, now the first one we have here is the chat tab. So this is where you can see everyone, okay, the chats are taking place. At the same time, the second one, or the second tab, is the participants or attendees, okay. I have 2 attendees, as you can see now. The third tab is sharing or share content. So this is where you can share the contents, okay. We will cover them in a little bit more details in a minute. So the next tab, or the last one, is the settings, okay. So if something is not working, okay, you can ensure, for example, if students said, teacher, we cannot hear you well, you know, you can enable and make changes as well, okay. You can make changes here. Okay, so if you go back to the first one, if any unwanted, let's say a name that you cannot recognize or you do not know, if you click on this icon, okay, you can control, you have these options, so you can remove them from the session, okay, and you can also send a chat message as well, okay. In terms of sharing the content, okay, you have different options, okay. You can share, you know, a white board, okay. So that's one option. The second option that you have is you can share an application. It says here your entire screen, so I can share that if I want to. I can also share a particular window or particular app, and I can also share, you know, a tab if I want to. All right. If I want to share a tab though, okay, and it's a video, for example, you want to use YouTube or an audio, make sure you enable share audio. That's important. Otherwise, the students will tell you, teacher, we cannot hear anything. Okay, so that is important. And if you want to share your screen, okay, for Mac users, you need to remember this. You need to enable screen recording, okay, on the main settings of your Mac. Okay, you need to enable that feature in order to share the content, okay, and to share the screen. That's important. Okay, now you can share the camera and you can share files as well if you want to. Okay, you can drag and drop, or you can click on this icon to send PDF, you know, different resources. Okay, you can create polling as well if you want to. Okay, now one of the most wanted features from Blackboard, okay, and a lot of teachers would like to use it, is breakout groups. Okay, now if I click on it, as you can see, I have 3, you know, participants and 2 participants other than me. Okay, for example, if I want to put Ahmed Bashir, for example, in a group, all I need to do, drag and drop. As simple as that. Once you do this, and I'll take Sayyid Sabir in another group, for example, group 2. Okay, if I want to create more groups, I will need to click on this icon. Okay, and that will create a 3rd and a 4th group. Okay, once you're ready, click on start. Okay, I've got, sorry. Yeah, you need to click on start. Okay. This now notifies me that the participants are in the desired groups. Okay. Now, Sayyid Sabir, for example, he's in group 2. Ahmed Bashir is in group 1. Okay. Now, as you can see, I am in the main group. So you can see a list of the participants who are in the main group, as well as, the breakout groups. So if I want to join this group, for example, group 1, I will click on this icon. It should say join group. Okay, I'll click on it, then I'm in. It will take me to that group. Okay, there was a question today, how can I share, one of the teachers sent a question, how can I share content, okay, in a group? I would say you can, you can assign one of the students to share his screen, okay? Or you can join that group, okay, and then, share your screen. But unfortunately, you cannot share, whatever is on the main room, into the groups or the breakout, rooms or groups. Okay, so that's important to know. Okay, now, once everything is done, okay, what I can do is, of course, I can go back to the main room. Okay, I'm going back to the main room now. I can also, change him as well. So I can, move him from this group, take him to another group. But once everything is done, okay, all I need to do is delete that group. Okay, so I need to go again to the third tab. Okay, I have Ahmed Bashir, Said Sabir. I can move him into the same group as well. Both of them can be in group 1. Now, once everything is done and I want everyone to go back to the main group, what I can do, I can delete this group and automatically they should go back to the main room. Okay, so delete, and they went back to the main room as soon as I click on update. Okay, so Ahmed Bashir and Said Sabir now are in the main group. Okay, guys, so this is what we have covered. What else? Yes, we talked about, ensuring that the audio is enabled, okay, for troubleshooting. What you can do as well, if students say, teacher, we cannot hear you, and it doesn't work, there is another place where you can also enable it. So you see this lock, you just need to click on that and you need to allow the microphone. That's also important. If this is disabled or blocked, okay, the students will not be able to hear me. Okay, so this means you are giving permission to the browser to use your microphone. Okay, so, and also we've talked about as well that you need to ensure that the speaker volume is set to 100%. Okay, and yes, I think that's the main features we talked about and the main functions regarding the Blackboard. If Mohammed Waqas wants to